finding out the answer.
Well, I'm happy to take us in and a quicker game. As pointed out, we've had a couple of surprise bangers so far to support this player, but how close are they going to get as they're not quite able to catch it out? There's every single grenade and it still isn't enough, but Fantasy has the cover and the C4 gets one, but there's Angels and Arthur, and Angels swing their way across NIP. Got a little bit too...
For situations like that to be slaughtered, and Angels pulls his team back into the lead. What on earth? Oh dear, Arthur went and at the wrong time. Thankfully though, the sledge with the shotgun is there, and now Bassetto's 1v2 to deal with, but I think this will be difficult for him. Still plenty of util, flashes. You've got Selma charges, Bassetto. Can't see anything. They know exactly where he is. All they have to do is try and maneuver around him while being opened up. Minute remaining. Has to try and isolate these 1v1s, but I doubt he's going to get them. He's going to sit in behind. Loses his position. Gets tagged up with that machine pistol. Just waiting for the right time. 3, 2, 1, swing. What a start.
Know what we know. So now, oh, he's going to know that that's not the best thing to run into. Neither is Legacy. There is just problem after problem.
If Hate started painting himself to blend him in the background, then I would have been impressed.
I love that game. I've been playing it so much. I'm so good at it. 5-3, they did finally find the other side of Wizard. And now, I mean, again, INTZ, they have the man advantage position. They're putting pressure on towards the site. They're trying to drive in with the shield. Hates gets one. Does stop Angels. The Twitch. Gone. No more of that sort of DMR on the back line, but they're still just trying to pop things and play. And 30 seconds, it's a great time to get rid of that as the shield enters. Perfect bait. See how he waited for the audio cue and then hit the mark there. It's just great intel, great coordination. Pino's taking some damage, but INTZ, they're still being held a bit at bay. The shield is back in the other side. The impact does some damage, but it's a shoulder fight. And at this point, the Monty is just a bit of a problem that's been put down. And NIP hold it in the final line.
Oh, just INTZ, and yeah, it's just pretty typical using the sense. Shield gets into the right position, means he can't be shot, and this should be a bit of a freebie.
Ooh, the smoke doesn't quite land where they want it to. It's a post-plant situation. They weren't quite able to find the connection there with where the plant was going down. It was a good balance. They rolled the smoke one way, drove to the left, and, well, now, again, almost another 5 versus 5 post-plant. I'm not sure when the smoke died, how close it was to the actual plant timer itself, but it was pretty direct. There's a direct fight around the side. They can't quite get themselves through. Immediately 2 stack up. 1 goes down, but there's another right on the corner for Legacy to interact with the Monty. He's being beaten up inside the site, but as the timer ticks to 10 seconds, he's doing the role he needs to. The support comes from Legacy. And INTZ, they get themselves a second.
As easy as you like. Where have we seen that before? A little bit stunned. I'm beginning to eat my words. I hate this wall being opened up. I just don't like the right side one. I just think that players can just walk in and pinch you and you can't escape. And it's happened again. I mean, Fantasy couldn't even put up a fight.
Well, there's the sneak in, and there's the knockback out. The worst person to go toe-to-toe with is being cooked alive inside, but the Tachanka doing everything that it needs to. Now the 3 versus 2, the failure to land inside all of that. The breach on the wall still needs to come together because it's a bit pity points right now with whatever pressure was put back against it. That is not a passable route. And you can see that Legacy's going to have to rotate over the top. They need to get the kit, but look on the far side. Somebody's gone behind him on towards the window. Will they get him? From the sky bridge, they're going to make a bit of noise, draw some focus, 20 seconds. Whatever makes things a little...
Oh my.
Premonition. You know, that happened in a life before. 10 seconds, 2 versus 2, but they've still got a plant. That's the problem. They're going to hold on. No more smoke canisters, and he can't quite win out the must-win fight. Hits the air jab, rotates round, drives their way up in a post plant. Ooh, avoids the first engagement. What? Just runs into the second. I guess a little bit lost in the sauce there, Demo.
Players on the backside just have to sit and wait, and that could cost them. They're not going to have the timing that they want to have, and finally last smoke is going to be used, but not checking the close left corner. INTZ could be getting felled here. There's also Denari traps that you have to deal with. It's going to be a 2v3, but here comes Hates, the player who's upstairs the whole time.
Are they planting? Are they planting? The smoke goes down. Angels, he has to stick this. They've just got to catch the planter and... Oh, fish in a barrel, baby. The one thing they...
This, it wastes time. And we know that this side already struggles on the time management side of things. And look, 2 minutes gone. What have they really done? Oh my. Why do I speak?
Why do you
Hang
speak?
on, never mind, I do speak.
You do speak. This is why you speak. It is a post-plant. They have been able to get that knocked down. Yeah.
Where? What?
Inside the site. Right on the side of the breach. Is that a second right on the breach plant?
Jumped in the breach again.
Jumped in the breach, got the plant in the chaos. Waiting for people trying to loop their way out. I mean, well aware of it. The Solace is there, but there is the Deimos above. Who is watching the Deimos becomes that question. Ooh, Pino gets one. Hates gets one. It's just down to the play here of Raps, and he's going to pull back 14 seconds. Hates is going to hold on. They've got to try and lock this in. He's trusting Pino with his life, and it's good, safe hands. They get themselves that 4-2 half.
Important kills. And I just feel bad for INTZ because right now it's 4-2, but it's
the less favorable side going in here. It's the two players that we talked about, isn't it? It's
bit of an awkward approach. Bit of a track, bit of
kill orientated, no? Like that's kind of what they're after with the Dokkaebi, the Solid Snake, and the Deimos.
Oh, they got a kill. There's the smoke gone on the back end, and well, that just leaves C4 as denial. So that weird balance of utility we talked about before, the cost has now come in, but where are they going to try and get this kit in? Because they're still so spread out. 30 seconds. There goes the player with the kit outside the breach that they opened. And now what do? Do they try and rotate round? Do they go all the way towards that breach itself? Who are they going to step in? There's one. There's one traded right back in on towards Arthur. It's Pino now getting a kill. It is just a kill-orientated drive through, and if they can't quite land it, well, they're not going to land around. Hates has got a close fight here on his left-hand side. Does he expect it? Not quickly enough. The Glass is going to get some retribution. 8 seconds here, and a 1 versus 1, but not for long. Great reposition. They're trying to find out exactly where the watch is going down. The smoke canister tucked in towards the corner. There goes Wizard, but the plant should get secured here because nobody's able to lock down Basetto, and they can't even lock down that kill themselves. A post plant. Our Wizard is still standing, I don't know, but as Fantasy spins around on a dime, SDK is found next, and well, the 2 remaining players on a single hatch. INTZ put full faith in the watch from above, but unfortunately for them and IP, they are not scared of fire. Razor Bloom will go down, it'll just force Basetto closer. At this point, 15 seconds, I think. Find ourselves here. NIP
using the gridlocks, stopping the retake, which I think is inevitable. You know, if you're confident you're going to get the plant down. What was that? What was that? Oh, they've used the sense above, hoping that it would stop the...
That he can just keep disking it. It's a great utility denial. They're going to have to try and send themselves in here a bit aggressively. Everything pops on the opposite end, and he's in. Oh, and he's out immediately, as I said. Arthur, that's going to be the important man here, Demo.
Yeah, removes the player in the bomb site. They can rightly just walk into the other side. No senses, though. That's maybe the issue. Still, have the smokes. Never mind the sense. Actually going to be reactivated and try and walk in, but it's a shield, and that's always the problem. It's the shield now. This is where the top fire. He has to try and land a foot or something, but no, he's not going to be able to make it out. Just stands in a red nade. Legacy, what are you doing?
Okay.
NIP. Able to get the plant now. It's a 2v2.
I gotta know that grenade. Wizard from the breach outside lobbed the grenade up to the 2nd story to hit that man. Are you kidding me? I mean, he risked it, right? He risked it all to try and stop that plant being confirmed, because that is the end. And yeah, Pino's gone up there. There's the drive right in, the spray round. But
it comes down to it's getting the shield into that spot, because trying to kill a guy.
No, yeah, but you talked a lot about Vanilla. And I immediately knew. Anyway, Hates has killed SDK. After, obviously, Wizard has been got again. Wizard has really obviously come alive on towards the attack. To be fair, he often does. But here, sort of just riding the... Whoa! I was going to say riding the sort of worry of...
Plant going down. Nade goes in to try and remove the deployable shield. You've still got Hates downstairs, and this is nice. Using the demo to track the position off the Tachanka. But what a play from Raps. Drops the hatch to assist his teammate.
Oh, that crossfight over the top. It suddenly gives INTZ the man advantage. Arthur with the Tachanka, how useful they are on this site and how useful they are right now. Pino is being surrounded as Basetto's going to try and make the plant stick because he's got 10 seconds. The team, they need to sort of force themselves together, congeal a little bit. There's one. There's the drop. There goes the Tachanka, 2 versus 2. Now, Basetto is that man to remove. They can try and isolate here. They've got themselves a bit surrounded onto the secondaries at Dawn. Basetto takes a bit of damage and goes down in the same second. INTZ, big risk. 2 1 versus 1s. Big payout, round win.
Oh, 3v4 as well. It's doable. NIP. Really outside of Pino and Hates, the other 3 haven't had a good game. I mean, the kill spread just isn't really there. Oh, what a shot from SDK right into the head top of Wizards. Very quickly, NIP, they've lost a lot of men in the first half, but they have squared off, and this is just a fight to the death in towards his mid-floor roamers versus roam hunters, and oh, it's NIP still on top. Even though Arthur was able to find Hates, it's a 1v2 now, and, well, he's not on the site, and the other 2 players just going to try and take all that ground that he's left, but he's actually going to try and beat them to the rotate with the Deagle Arthur! How does he make that happen? It's a 1v1! What is this round?
50 seconds left. A Blackbeard going for a plant. Oh, the Deeg has got to sort of do the distance. He's trying to make it all the way. Pops a couple of shots, pulls out a keeper for a split second, and well, he's getting himself a safe route. But is this really where you want to be? He's obviously prepared an escape. If the shield gets close, he's baiting time, and the shield is watching and waiting. How close is he going to get? There's the hit. Oh, he's baited it perfectly in towards it! No! Arthur!
Does it touch him? It does this time. Takes a bit of tick damage, has to try and make the divide. How has he been able to get across the pillar? How is he still alive?
And with a kill?
My brain's malfunctioning here.
It's those Wizards. Now they have that man advantage. The Clash still alive, obviously not for very long.
Finally.
They get one. Arthur, the smoke caught out on the verticality. Huge, huge bodies to take out of this equation now because you think, well, what do they have to stop this plant? The C4, they could try and sort of deliver down towards the player underneath, and otherwise it's just watching and waiting for the plant itself. 40 seconds, though. There goes Fantasy Angels. Catch them on the swing round. All of the blinds come through, and this time, oh, there's no grenade stopping them. Stop it. A 4 versus 1 demo. We've had a couple of 7-5s. We might be about to hurtle into our first overtime of the day. There's a fight. Pino, he's had a brilliant day so far. He's looking to try and take care of 2 other players that have had pretty brilliant days themselves. And he's got to go right down the middle of them, but he can't. Legacy swings on the audio. And we are going to overtime. Yeah, the Janker is the first to go. Is always a bit of a nightmare. They might be able to get him back up, though. Based on the position, there was no one that could cement the kill. In fact, they have, and they've somehow slipped their way across with a kill in the middle of it. There goes Pino. There goes the Glaz. There goes the end of Arthur, but it's traded out because Angels aggressively steps in. Look at the positioning they've retaken here. They've sort of said, you can have Art, fine, but we're going to take the Skybridge back. In fact, no, we're going to battle over Art instead and slip our way back in. We're in another weird engagement, but now it's a 1 versus 3. Hates can't make it. INTZ, 4 rounds in a row.
Is gone, so he doesn't have to worry about being called again, but his HP, not favorable. I mean, right now for INTZ, it is obvious the take they're going to go for. It's going to be direct straight in through the site doors, and Angels just slips his way in, finds Hates, and now he has site control. A second for him.
I mean, now the 3 versus 2, the spray connects, drops SDK, Basetto doing a lot of work, and the eyes will be on, but they're going to try and get the plant in the meantime. The shield on the back. No, they pull off. They rotate round. They peel themselves away. Maybe not quite confident. The Echo drone might have been the slow and the stem there. They're looking towards the swing on the fight, but it's a trade out. There's a quad for Angels. And that leaves now Legacy and Arthur to push this one over the edge. Fantasy. He's going to run his way past the grenade, a post-plant situation. The C4 over the top won't quite net anything. It's the spray round. They've got themselves the Blackbeard just feeding all this information towards Legacy on the back line. They can play around with the shield itself. They've got to try and drive in either side of the sort of mark, but it is an INTZ map. NIP.
You see big emotions. Yeah, you see big emotions as well on the player cams about how much it means for these players to keep themselves alive in this in this fight for playoffs here. But just incredible, and I'm glad you mentioned it as well. Not just Legacy, the one to step up here in this scenario, but multiple players backing him up there. And like I said, these 1v1s, winning them successfully.
Yeah, in critical moments as well.